Taking another look across the state, as snowfall is continuing to pile up. My phone is ringing because this is Carroll County Schools telling us that their schools are closed and for the teachers as well. Millions of Marylanders impacted by the snow that is out there. Carroll County already had a day off for tomorrow, but now the teachers don't have to go in for the end of the marking period day. So you're going to get a lot more of those school closure calls coming. Yeah, you see it at the bottom of your ticker. Baltimore City Public Schools also closed tomorrow too. And an update now from PGE Outage Map, 1,000 customers without power across the region. Still low for what you think is happening, but that number could increase. In fact, it could increase because the meteorologists keep telling us the change from the soft, fluffy snow is now moving into sleet and the wet stuff. Meteorologist Justin Chambers breaking it all down.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Tom. Patrice, good morning to both of you. And look, that's what we're talking about here now as we shift away from the fun, fluffy snow to the sleet and the potential freezing rain for the afternoon. We've got dangerously cold temperatures in place. Travel impacts are going to go into the work week. So I expect a lot more closures, not only tomorrow, but possibly into Tuesday. My mother-in-law has lived here her whole life. She says she thinks Wednesday until the kids are going to be back to school, maybe even Thursday. But we're going to stay below freezing until February, friends. And I know it's January 25th right now, but we've only got at least 7, 8, maybe 9 days of temperatures that are going to be dangerously cold. So that's the biggest impact here for our weather alert threats. And then it's more of that sleet and ice as we get into the afternoon. The heavy snow threat no longer really an issue as that has kind of subsided and changed over. Still a 5 out of 5 on our weather impacts levels. We'll have that sleet into the afternoon. It's going to accumulate on top of the snow. Dangerously frigid conditions. That means the ice and snow remains. This HD radar still showing just snow. It doesn't show the pink right now, but we are seeing and feeling that out there. It's still mixed in with some of that snow. And as you pull out a little bit further, all the way down into the district, all the way out into western Maryland, basically all of us getting in on this large storm that has impacted hundreds of millions of Americans. And you can actually see some of the pink down there in Salisbury, areas down toward Dorchester County. That's going to continue to creep closer to us as we get into the afternoon and eventually shutting that precipitation faucet off by about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. So winter storm warnings will continue until 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. And yeah, a lot of people that we've been talking to, it's the first time they've seen any kind of winter like this because Maryland's been a good 10 years since we've had something as impactful as this storm. This is our hourly future scan. Next hour, notice the pink starting to creep up Highway 50 and right into the Baltimore region through about noon. We're already seeing that sleet, and this is going to continue into the afternoon. So the snow that's already on the ground, then you get the ice pellets that kind of pack on top of that, and that's what makes better snowballs, but also more of that potential impact, especially as we get into your Sunday evening. So you're watching the NFC Championship game on Fox 45 tonight. Hopefully you can just stay in. You don't have to be out and about. By about 9, 10 o'clock, all of the precip's done, and we're going to be dry into the upcoming week. But the problem is, even though we'll have plenty of sun, our temperatures aren't going to do anything to really help us out with that. You can see the temps on this map here into the 20s later today, but then as that system rolls on out of here in terms of precipitation, we wake up cold and blustery tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, sun, but that wind is really going to be ripping through. And then Tuesday morning, we've got even colder air coming in. This is not even these are not even wind chill numbers. We're talking about below 0 for Westminster and Bel Air on Tuesday morning, and then getting only into the 20s as we get into the afternoon. So I go back to the glazed donut and the donuts, you know, it's fun to look at and everything, but that's the thing that we do not want to see is the glazed donut because that's the freezing rain. The sleet is what we're seeing right now. It's those sprinkles on top of the donuts, and the snow, we've already had the powdered sugar, so we're done with that. And think about this too. We're talking about driving and trying to not drive. 35 miles an hour when you are on ice, it takes 10 to 14 seconds to stop. That's 35 miles an hour. So even if you're creeping along and you have ice out there, 10 to 15 seconds, 10 to 14 seconds, it takes a while for you to stop. So that's why we're talking about taking it slow and making sure, if you do have to be out there, to increase that distance between you and the person in front of you. Weather alert at least through Tuesday. We're probably going to have to extend these into the rest of the week because you can see those temperatures, and I'll quickly throw that 10-day forecast up, and you can look in the bottom right corner of your screen. That's Tuesday, February 3rd. That's when we get to 33 degrees. That's a lot. It's a lot of cold, guys.